Imagine handling millions of dollars every single day, feeling the weight of the cash in your hands, only to go home to an empty fridge and a bank account that is literally screaming for help. Honestly, that was the life of David Ghantt, a Gulf War veteran who spent 80 hours a week guarding stacks of money at Loomis Fargo for a measly $8 an hour. But here's where things got interesting, because every man has a breaking point. And David was about to hit his. You've probably felt that frustration before. Like you're doing everything right and getting nowhere. But David decided to stop playing by the rules when he met Kelly Campbell. She was bold, mysterious, and kinda crazy in the way that makes a guy lose his logic. And even after she left the company, she kept David hooked, eventually introducing him to a low-level hustler named Steve Chambers, who had a plan that sounded like a dream, but was actually a total nightmare. Steve painted this picture of luxury and ease, whispering in David's ear that one night of work could change everything. And that's when everything changed for the straight-laced veteran. The plan was so simple it was almost stupid. David would stay late on October 4th, 997 kill the cameras, load a van with cash, and vanish to Mexico with just enough money to stay under the radar, while Steve minded the rest. But you have to wonder, why would a criminal like Steve actually share the loot once the heat died down? David didn't ask those questions. He was blinded by the promise of a new life. That night, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife as David sent his trainees home and stepped into the massive vault, his heart hammering against his ribs. He disabled 2 cameras and grabbed the tapes, feeling like a genius. But he made one fatal mistake that would haunt him forever. He missed the 3rd hidden camera tucked away in the corner. For the next 2 hours, while David sweated and strained to heave nearly $17 million in $20 bills into a getaway van, that silent lens recorded every single movement. He was so hyped that he actually did a little victory dance once the van was packed, totally oblivious that he was starring in the FBI's future favorite home movie. By the time the morning crew arrived and found the vault empty and the keys gone, David was already a ghost, but the trail he left was more like a highway. The FBI found the van dumped in the woods with $3 million still inside. Turns out, $17 million in small bills is heavy as hell, and David just couldn't carry it all. While David was sipping drinks at a luxury beach resort in Mexico, thinking he'd pulled off the heist of the century, Steve Chambers was back home making the ultimate rookie mistake. No way could Steve keep a cool head. He and his wife started spending like they'd won the lottery, buying a massive house, a shiny new BMW, and dropping stacks of 20s everywhere they went. It was so obvious that even the neighbors noticed, and one phone call to the FBI was all it took to put the feds on their tail. But here's the truly insane part. Steve got so greedy that he didn't just want the money. He wanted David dead so he wouldn't have to split a dime. He hired a hitman named Mike McKinney to fly to Mexico and take David out. But the FBI was already tapping the phones, listening to the whole murder plot unfold in real time. It's wild how fast things fall apart when you trust the wrong people. By March 1998, the party was officially over. The FBI swooped into Mexico to grab a stunned David, while Steve, his wife, and Kelly were rounded up back in North Carolina. They recovered about 88% of the cash, but the rest had been blown on Steve's midlife crisis shopping sprees. David got 7 years in prison and a massive debt he can never pay back. But the craziest twist? Years later, Hollywood made a movie called Masterminds about his life, and David even worked as a consultant on it. But he didn't get a single cent from the film, because every penny he earns goes straight toward that multi-million-dollar debt. Today, he's just a regular guy working construction in Florida, using his social media to tell his story and warn others that a simple plan to get rich quick is usually just a one-way ticket to losing everything. It makes you think twice about what you'd do if you were holding the keys to the vault, doesn't it? So that's how one man's victory dance turned into $1 million nightmare. And honestly, it is a crazy reminder that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, especially when that grass is in a prison yard. If you had your hooked on these kinds of mind-bending true crime stories and want to dive deeper into the mysteries that the world tried to forget, you definitely need to join our community. Hit that subscribe button on Truthful and turn on notifications so you never miss a single heart-pounding episode. We're uncovering the raw, unfiltered truth behind the most insane cases every single week. And trust me, you don't want to be the one left in the dark. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.